I'm starting a new challenge today. I'm challenging myself every day for the next 30 days to do yoga, whether that is at home, at a park, or at my hot yoga studio. So today I'm going to share my goals for this challenge, my mindset coming into it, but first I want to share a little bit about my history when it comes to working out and yoga. So I was always really active growing up. You could find me upside down or flipping, and that carried into my teenage years. I did gymnastics, I played a couple sports, horribly, mind you, but I was always really active and I really grew to love fitness and just working out as I got older. So if you've watched my last video here, then you'll know that I dealt with some pretty significant challenges with my health at about 19, 20 years old, and I could no longer work out. I couldn't do the thing that I was really passionate about anymore. And I'm now 29 years old and I've been trying to navigate these issues while still staying active and knowing that movement is so healing and it's so important for our bodies. We can't heal if we are stagnant. So being active is something that I've really tried to weave through my life, and there's been ebbs and flows, there's been ups and downs for sure, but it's something that has been really important to me and I'm really passionate about. But in the past 6 months, I would say I haven't been as consistent going to yoga and just staying active in general and finding ways to just get my body moving. So that's why I'm doing this challenge, because I want to make sure that I am moving my body every day, even if it's just for 5 minutes. So a few years into my health journey, I finally forced myself to stop going to the gym because I was destroying my body, and I took a break from fitness in every way, and I really just didn't think there was something that I could do. I couldn't even stretch at home because I would just hurt myself. So I eventually went to a hot yoga studio and I really loved it. I started going about once every 2 to 3 weeks. It was really challenging to go, but over the years I slowly increased the amount of times I could go as my health improved, and I would say my best, I was probably going 2, maybe 3 times a week, but now I'm kind of back to 1, and I'm trying to find ways to supplement going to the hot yoga studio while also doing yoga at home, going for walks, and not just relying on having to go to the hot yoga studio. So hence this challenge. There are so many benefits to yoga, everything from detoxification, lymphatic drainage, which is like your body's waste management system. Essentially, it helps take out the trash, it helps fight infection, and it also is really great for supporting digestion, especially when you're doing twisting motions and working in the lower abdomen. So those are areas that I've really been working on. It also, of course, is great for stress management, for lowering cortisol levels, for helping to support hormones. So numerous benefits. Okay, so here's the plan for the challenge. It's 30 days. I'm starting today, which is July 2nd. So I'm going from July 2nd to July 31st. And the goal is just to practice yoga anywhere. So whether that's at the hot studio, which I plan to go about once a week, outside, maybe I go to a park, or just at home in my living room. The goal is at least 5 minutes of movement a day. That's it. I'm not putting huge pressure on myself to do 20, 30-minute practices. I'm just doing 5 minutes a day. I'm not going to put the pressure on myself to go beyond that if I'm not having a great day. If I'm feeling great, yeah, I'll go beyond those 5 minutes, but the goal is get on my mat and move my body for at least 5 minutes. This challenge for me is really just to help get my body in the habit and get my mind in the habit of moving my body every single day again. And again, just getting to my mat. Because once you get there, you start to move and you feel so much better, and then you realize, oh, I actually really like this. My body loves moving this way, and you just feel so good mentally and physically. It's just the act of getting there that I think is the biggest thing. So this challenge is going to help me get to my mat every day. One goal I would like to have on this challenge is to gain a little bit of strength. I don't expect to gain anything significant, but I did a challenge like this a couple years ago, and I really did find that my mobility significantly increased over the 30 days. Even though I wasn't doing really difficult movements or really deep stretches necessarily, my mobility improves a lot, and I did feel like I was gaining some strength. So that would kind of be a bonus of the challenges. I would like to gain a little bit of strength. I'm not doing a lot of resistance training. It's not something I'm able to do, but I want to very slowly build up to doing a little bit more resistance. One thing that is also really important to me is just injury prevention. So as someone who has dealt with pain for many, many years and just difficulty with mobility, preventing injury is really important. So coming into this, I plan to be really gentle with myself. I'm just not going to be putting too much pressure on myself, going too hard. If things are not feeling great that day, I'm going to back off. Again, like I said, 5 minutes is my goal. So if that's all I do that day, I think that's totally fine for me. I just plan on coming into this challenge with a bit more of a easeful mindset and just not pushing my body too hard. One thing about yoga is that most people think it's just about doing these crazy stretches or crazy postures and getting into really weird positions. It is actually more about the breath. So focusing on your breath and making sure that you're moving in sync with your breath is the key when it comes to a yoga practice. So that is what I'm going to be emphasizing, is just really making sure that I'm breathing deeply, that I am moving fluidly and using my breath to move from posture to posture. That's where a lot of the benefits comes from, really, when it comes to things like detoxification and digestion and lymphatic flow, is taking those deep breaths. So that's another thing I'm really going to be focusing on. Okay, well, let's talk about execution. So I'm going to be following some Yoga with Adriene videos. If you haven't seen her channel before, I can link it down below. I did her challenges 2 years in a row, a couple years ago, and I loved them. They're so great. I plan on doing one day, a 45-minute class a week in the hot yoga studio. I also want to make this challenge really simple, so that's why I've told myself you can practice anywhere. I'm not going to give myself a time either. I think if you're just starting, it can be really good to have a set time where, okay, every day at 8 a.m. I'm going to get up and I'm going to practice for 15 minutes. So that can be really helpful, but I'm not going to put that rule on this for myself. I'm just going to say any time of day, any place, I'm going to practice. And I think that's enough for me. It's enough structure. I don't need any more than that personally, but I find it really helpful if you're just starting a new habit to set a time and really stick to that. Okay, lastly, before I get into it, I want to encourage you, join me in this challenge. It doesn't have to be 30 days of yoga, but it could be 30 days of walking, 30 days of no sugar, whatever challenge or healthy habit you've been wanting to build that just popped into your head. Go for it and join me in the challenge, and let's do this together. All right, day one, let's get going. Alright, you guys, it is day 2. I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling a little resistant to practicing right now, but that's mainly just because I'm not feeling my best today. I've been detoxing. I've been taking a new lymph drainage product and it's kind of kicking my butt a little. So I'm going to take it easy, but I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it because I know I'm going to feel good after. I'm actually going for a walk with a friend later today, so I don't want to do anything too strenuous. I'm going to do 15 minutes of brain retraining, a quick round, and then I'm going to do a very short practice, probably just 10 minutes again of some stretching, some breathing, and then I'm going to do another round of brain retraining because that's how I want to sandwich my exercise, because that is helping me rewire my brain. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can check this video here. Just going to take it easy, make sure I have the energy to go hang out with my friend later. It's day 3 and I decided to take my practice to the beach. Okay, we made it to the beach, but I'm actually recording this in my car because I don't want to vlog in public just yet. I'm new to this. I gotta ease in. So I made it to the beach though, and I'm actually planning on doing a little bit of a stretch here and getting some work done, which I'm excited for because it's pretty much the first hot day. It's July and it's basically the first hot day we've had this summer. So I thought I had to come to the beach and take advantage of it and get a little bit of work done. So I'll take you guys out there and I'm gonna find a little secluded spot to do a little bit of a stretch. So it should be fun. Good morning, guys. I am on day 7 of this challenge, and I'm not gonna lie, today was rough. I just did a hot yoga class, and I ended up doing an hour because the 45 wasn't available. And yeah, I am just in a bit of a rough place. I've been feeling a little discouraged because I kind of feel like my health has been going backwards a little bit lately, which, I mean, I have phases like that. It's not always going to be like the up and up, but this past week and a half, I would say, has been a little discouraging. But I did my class today. I'm probably going to rest when I get home. I don't think I'm going to be able to jump into work and other things just yet, but I'm going to do my DNRS, my brain retraining, and yeah, just take it easy today. I know that days like this happen, and it's not the end of the world, and it's okay to feel frustrated sometimes. It's okay to let emotions come, and today's kind of one of those days, but I know that I am healed, and healing is a promise that I am walking out every day, and that it's mine. And even though I had a difficult class, it's been a difficult week, I know that I'm going to move forward and things are going to get better. So it's okay to have those days that are off. It's okay to have those days where you feel frustrated. Don't let it linger. Don't let it stick. Don't let the frustration continue to build. Or there's a really big truck outside. Just don't let the negativity spiral, because then you're just going to go down and down and down, and that's not going to help anything. And you're just going to feel worse mentally and physically. So I am letting myself kind of feel the feelings right now, and then we're going to move forward, and I'm going to switch my mindset. We're going to do some brain retraining, get into a better headspace, and tomorrow is going to be a better day. I'm on day 10. You guys, this challenge has not exactly gone as expected, but that's okay. That's kind of one of my goals with this challenge, is to just go with the flow and be okay if things don't turn out the way I expect them to. Something I really love about yoga is that the point of practicing yoga is not just to push your body to its absolute limits. Now, you certainly can. You can do the harder classes. You can really get your heart rate up, especially if you're going to a hot room, and you can push your body hard. You can build a lot of strength. You can definitely do that with yoga. But that's not exactly the point of yoga. Practicing and going to a hot room for the past 8 years or so has really taught me a lot about myself and it's actually really helped me in not just a physical sense, but mentally and emotionally. It's been extremely beneficial for me. Now, I personally don't practice yoga as a spiritual practice, but when it comes to the mental and emotional side, I have really grown a lot in this area through my yoga practice. I think it taught me that I needed to change my approach, not just to fitness, but my life in general. And like I keep saying, not just push through, get it done, get it over with, push my body to its max, but just slow down and listen to it and give it what it needs in the moment. I really wanted to do things well. I wanted to be strong, and I still do, but my goals have definitely changed over the years since practicing yoga. I love seeing what my body is capable of. That's why I love fitness, because your body is incredible. And before, I had a very unhealthy mindset when it came to this though, and I would push too far. And I was like, well, I can do it and it's fun, so I'm just gonna do it. I realized that pushing myself so hard really came at a price, especially in the phase of life that I've been in with my health, and my mentality around fitness and even yoga just wasn't very healthy. But I feel like it's gotten a lot better, and I've really grown in this area. And honestly, that's through practicing yoga. I feel like now, after practicing for so many years, I have such a respect for my body in a different way that I didn't have before. Even though I can only do maybe 10 to 15% of what was physically capable of me 10, 12 years ago, I feel like I see my body in such a different way and in such a healthier way, and I have such a respect for my body and what it is doing for me and what it can do. Guys, our bodies are amazing. I mean, if you've gone through any type of health challenge, just think about how resilient your body is and how much it's fighting for you every day. We are unaware of everything our body is doing at any given moment for us. We don't have to think about breathing, although maybe we should. We don't have to think about how our heart beats and pumps oxygen and nutrients through our bodies, how our digestion works. It just happens. And that's incredible. Another thing I feel like I've learned and grown a lot in is just this idea that being weak physically makes me weak as a person. I always wanted to just feel strong and not feel fragile, because I always felt fragile. I felt like I was kind of broken physically throughout my life, and I think being strong just made me feel like I was capable and I had strength physically, so that means I was a strong person. Even though I don't necessarily feel physically strong right now, I feel like I've gained so much mental strength. That is a really cool thing to have and develop, because that's something that you can't buy. You have to build it for yourself. I have significantly changed my approach to fitness in a good way, but I'm not gonna lie, of course there's hard days. I mean, like you've already seen in this video, I've had some really hard days. While I'm not happy that I've gone through all these difficult health issues and challenges, I'm so thankful for how I grew through them. And I feel like I have learned so much, and God has shown me so much. And I know He doesn't bring sickness, it's not in His nature, but I know He's used this, and I feel like having not gone through some challenges like this, I would still be just as hard on myself, and I would still be pushing through a lot of difficult things when I really just needed to learn how to be a little more gentle. Where I am right now with my health and my fitness journey, I really value what my body can do for me, but I'm not gonna lie, I have to remind myself of it all the time, every day. I really have a long way to go, but I'm really proud of how far I've come, and I hope you are too. Gaining mental, emotional, and spiritual strength and resilience is so much more important than the physical strength. Your body is always fighting for you. It is working so hard for you, and if you're experiencing symptoms or you feel otherwise, symptoms are just signals. And there are signals that something's off in the body and that we need to figure out how to just bring it back into balance. It's okay to be discontent about where you are, but don't let the fear win and don't let the discouragement settle. Get rid of it, start speaking truth. I don't mean truth as in what you're experiencing, the symptoms you're experiencing right now, but I mean get the truth of what God says about you and how He's made you, and find those promises and that truth and speak them over your life.
Use your blanket or pillow. Close the eyes and allow for extended child's pose. soften and release. Bring it back down to that runner's lunge. And take a big full body stretch here. And then begin to gently deepen your breath. Feel the sensation through each vertebra. And just turn to one side and use your palms to press up to it. Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
All right, you guys, so I just finished the challenge. Actually, it's August 2nd, so I finished the challenge 2 days ago. And I want to give you guys a little recap, talk about some of my takeaways, what I learned, and just let you know how it went. It did not go as expected, as you've already seen. So first, let's talk about if I hit any of my goals. So my first goal was I just wanted to get to my mat for 5 minutes a day. I did not hit this goal. I probably made it to my mat like half the time, maybe a little bit more. But yeah, I didn't get there every day. But I feel like I got my brain more conscious of how often I'm moving, and that at least is a positive. But yeah, I did not hit that goal. My second goal was that I wanted to increase my mobility, and I feel like when I did practice, I felt better, and I did feel like I had increased mobility, less pain, so those were 2 big goals. Overall, I don't feel like I improved a lot in that area, but that's just because I didn't stick to it. The days that I did were good days. Like, they were definitely improving my mobility, and I felt better. I also wanted to just develop the habit of moving again on a regular basis. And again, while I didn't necessarily do this every day, I feel like the mental side of things are better. Like, I'm thinking about it more, checking in, okay, have I moved today? How can I get moving today? I definitely went for walks as well. I mean, it's summer, so I did go for walks too, but I didn't move every single day. But I feel like I still made some progress in this area in just thinking about it more and developing more of the habit of getting active every day. Building strength would have been a bonus, which I didn't fully expect, but that definitely didn't happen. Another goal that I had was to just not push past pain and just be gentle on myself. I did that well. I don't think that was a problem. So I actually ended up having a really rough month. Unexpectedly, I was taking a new product and I wasn't sick. I was just dealing with some symptoms because of that. My body just didn't respond super well. I do feel like I could have done a little bit more though. There's definitely some days where I just was lazy, and I could have done it, but I just didn't. There were also days where I just didn't film because I was doing a little bit of yoga before bed and I didn't want to pull out the camera. So I still did practice, I would say about 5 to 6 more times than I filmed. So at least that was good, and I feel like doing yoga before bed has been really, really good. I will also say that doing a yoga challenge in the summer probably wasn't the smartest decision because I'm trying to stay active in other ways. Like, I went for walks with friends and, you know, just was outside a little bit more, but that's okay. This challenge definitely reaffirmed that I need to be stretching every single day, or at least multiple times a week, and doing yoga. My body was totally different when I was not doing yoga or stretching, but I really felt a huge difference in my structural system, in my shoulders, my neck. I felt a difference in my nervous system. I just didn't feel as calm, as mobile, as relaxed in my body as I would if I was actively practicing every day or multiple times a week. My commitment to regularly stretching is renewed. I'm going to be doing that more. I'm definitely going to be more intentional about it. I would have definitely benefited from more yoga this month, even though there were hard days. I think just the hurdle was that I was like, oh, if I do yoga, I have to film it. So that was kind of silly. But I still had some days where I didn't film because I just didn't have it in me to do it. But I think that was a little bit of a hurdle that I put on myself, that mental hurdle of, you know, I want to film if I'm going to do it. So sometimes I just wouldn't do it. But I think I could have done a little bit more than I did. But that's okay. I mean, it's the end of the month. I learned a lot. And I think the main outcome of this is that my body thrives when I am active and stretching, and not pushing too hard, but just stretching even is so beneficial for me and makes me feel so much better in my body and mentally as well. Okay, the last takeaway is that I actually love winding down before bed with some gentle yoga. It's something I realized when I was doing it on those evenings that I wasn't filming. I felt so much better as I was going to bed. Like I felt so much more calm and relaxed, and I feel like it's a practice I used to do more before bed and I really want to get back into. Just getting a few minutes of deep stretching with breath work before bed just to calm my nervous system down. It's just such a game changer for me as I'm going to bed and just making me feel more relaxed and probably easier to fall asleep as well. So that's everything. I hope you felt maybe a little bit inspired during this challenge to do a challenge of your own, whether that's nutrition related or even just like drinking water every day, a certain amount of water, or moving your body every day in some way. I hope that you can take this and use it as some inspiration for yourself and your own challenge. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and join the community here. I have some more gut health and energy related content, nutrition related content coming out in the coming weeks. So you guys are going to want to subscribe and stick around for that. And if there's anything that you want to hear about, feel free to comment down below and let me know, because I would love to share content you guys want to see. Thank you so much for being here, and remember, you were made to flourish. I'll see you in the next one.